Hey, so today I hope you guys have took my advice and joined me in the Zoom meeting with the Minister Tan and our Propnex CEO Ismail Gafo. Okay, for today was a very insightful discussion between them, between two juggernauts in the real estate industry. Okay, like I explained to you yesterday, what does the MND do? Usually, what the minister is in charge of is actually in the land usage in Singapore. Okay, so today was a lot of talks about it, a lot of discussion about it. Okay, however, because of the busyness of our minister, okay, so the discussion had to just they do not have unlimited time. There's only limited time for a discussion, so it is short but it is very very insightful. Okay, I have learned a lot with regards to the government stand on the real estate market. Okay, so there are a few discussions. So firstly, of course, one of the discussion was about the additional buyer stamp duty. So additional buyer stamp duty. Okay, what the CEO, my CEO was asking, okay, whether there will be a remission meaning a refund of the ABSD if let's say a person who from a HDB wants to buy a private property, a new launch property, okay, can they have a remission of that ABSD? Um, yeah, if you know now ABSD is quite expensive for Singaporean, which is second property. If I'm not wrong, it's 15%. Okay, so 1 million is about 150,000 dollars. Okay, to pay upfront. Okay, even though if let's say you decided to sell your property when the new launch has been TOP after the completion of the building of the new launch, okay, you have to pay that ABSD first. So that's why my CEO was asking on behalf of genuine homeowners whether that ABSD can be remise. So don't need to pay first because there's a genuine need for them to move to a private, got a genuine need or a genuine aspiration to move to a private. But however, because of the ABSD, a lot of buyers are quite hesitant on buying a new launch. Okay, interestingly, okay, for executive condominium, okay, you do not need to pay the ABSD. Okay, you just need to pay the stamp duty or the option fee, the deposit. Okay, but the ABSD, the 15% for Singaporeans, you do not need to pay. So the minister answered it. Okay, which I find was um, honest in a sense that's quite transparent on how the government views on the ABSD issue. Okay, so what his reply was, the cooling measures, okay, that was in place in December was actually based on the demand or based on the real estate landscape on that period that was happening. Okay, maybe if let's say in future, okay, the landscape is slightly different, they might even remove that cooling measures. But however, if let's say it's still very hot, very aggressive in terms of the demand, so they have to uh, increase the cooling measures. So that's the issue lah, about the ABSD. So at that current moment, at that point, and with the information that they had, so they increase the cooling measures or increase the taxation of stamp duties is because of that. Okay, so if you have read the news, okay, there is actually a slowing down in the resale transaction for a private property. Okay, prices slow down instead of 2% the previous quarter. Sorry, 4% the previous quarter. Now it's about 0.5% this quarter itself. So there's a bit of slowing down in the transaction. Okay, doesn't slow down in the transaction doesn't mean the price is going down. It just slow down the transaction. Okay, so also to be honest, okay, the inventory of new launches are not that many at the moment. So maybe that's why like there's not like a year ago, 2 years ago. There's a lot of array of choices, a lot array of new launches, condominiums that we can choose. Okay, but for now, there's really no supply at all. Okay, so ABSD I guess will be in place at the moment. Okay, the government will be thinking. Okay, but however, it is because they want to temper on the demand. Okay, they are trying to uh, increase the supply of the housings in Singapore. Okay, but at this moment, they are tempering on the demand side of the equation. Okay, so sustainability. There's a lot of talks about sustainability in the real estate market. The sustainability meaning that it is he what Minister Tan said that he is very concerned or not very concerned. Okay, he is more focused on the sustainability in the real estate market, in the sense that he believe or the government believe since the forefather time, okay, that land is very precious. It's more precious than money actually. So whenever there's a government land sales, okay, what he believe is the land is also, we need to plan the land for even future generations of Singapore to come. Okay, not only for the current generations. Okay, for future generations they also need to plan. Okay, currently the government land sales is also quite limited. Okay, every year they will announce twice a year. Okay, there will be open bidding. Developers will bid, and who bid the highest price generally will win. Okay, so Ismail, the CEO, was saying whether instead of having this open bidding where developers will fight for who has the highest price wins, okay, whether there is another consideration that the government can take a look, because at the end of the day, okay, the higher the government land sales, the who will pay will be the consumer buying the house. So if let's say it is, so his concern actually, the CEO concern, Ismail concern is will the price keep going up and up and up? Okay, given that people will just outbid each other, since it's an open bidding. Okay, so the minister reply. Okay, he said that, okay, it is very important to know that firstly, any government land sales, that the proceeds, the money actually go to the reserve. So it is different from going to the operational cost of having that government, etc., etc. This one straight away go to the reserve, so that if let's say in times of a crisis, like for example the COVID-19, okay, we can tap into the reserve. Okay, we don't need to borrow money from IMF, or even print out money, etc., etc. So to tap into the reserve is a much better usage. So he said that, okay, any government land sales, if let's say the bids or whatsoever, will go straight to the reserve, and this will help cushion in times of crisis, like how we did in the COVID-19 situation, where there is a job enhancement program, there is some monies being given to those who lost a job, etc., etc. Okay, so he said that this is quite a very interesting idea that the CEO has given. Okay, to so that you know so that there will be a different kind of, maybe you can see a different architectural landscape of the house, rather than just having a most expensive house building. But then he also said that for developers also, they have to consider the cost. If let's say they feel that the price of this building that they want to sell in future, okay, will not be able to sustain, is not sustainable, then they should not even go and bid at that price. Okay, so at this moment, okay, he I feel that he could consider. I feel he also understand the need to not only measure the bidding based on price, but I think he also feels that, yeah, maybe it's a good idea, have an open tender, but of course, some is quality over quantity lah, I believe. Maybe some developers can propose a unique selling point why that I should build this building on this piece of land. Okay, like propose, like for example, like the MBS. Okay, people come and have an integrated resort, etc. So I think that is a very interesting question by Mr. Ismail, okay, to the minister. But at this moment, it is still in place. This GLS open bidding system is still in place. Is still what it is. The highest bidder will win. Okay, but I believe he will consider. Okay, he asked Ismail to write into to the agency, to the ministry as well. Then for them to look through it and review it, and talk to other industries players as well with regards to this point. Okay, then thirdly, what does it mean by sustainability in the real estate market? Okay, Ismail was asking, okay, what is sustainability? Is there a number that he feels that um, you know that the ministry see, oh, the number 2%, 3%, 5%, is there a number that the ministry thinks that he when that number hits, he should either turn the cooling measures on, or when it hits a lower figure, he will switch it off. Okay, his reply is simply, there is no magic number. There's no magic number. Okay, there's a lot of consideration in play, but once he already considered, a decision must be made, and he had to make that decision lah. So I believe, okay, he also acknowledge actually he do not have all the information. Actually, industrial players in the real estate market, such as us, the real person, the sales, the consultant on the ground, the property consultant, has actually more information than his ministry itself, because we are actually on the ground, feeling the ground. Okay, for them, they will be using other analytical tools, I believe. Okay, but he still feels that industrial players such as us, the real estate market, the developers, the consultants, the agencies, all are better equipped with the knowledge than them. But then at the end of the day, they are the one who will make that decision. Yeah, so I think it's a very interesting. Okay, they are talking a lot. I thought these 3 points are something that is very important. Okay, also Minister Tan also, okay, emphasize on prudency on first time homeowners, especially. Okay, he is more concerned on on making Singapore a home, okay, allowing more Singaporeans to buy home. That is actually the initial plan, the what the forefathers has been emphasizing. Okay, in this government, in this term itself, they are just continuing that legacy, continuing that idea that home ownership is the way to go. So the main focus is usually for first time homeowners. Okay, that's why that I think the ABSD does not affect the first time homeowners in that sense. Okay, so he believes in prudency. That's why ABSD is there, etc. etc. So I believe it's still the same. Okay, it's still the same that I have been mentioning a lot of times. Okay, with regards to financial security, with regards to prudency, and lastly with regards to knowledge. Okay, you will need to have a lot of information on the ground. Okay, work with somebody who is knowledgeable with this in this kind of industry, to help you, propel you to be able to reach your end goal at the end of the day. Okay, so that's all for today. Okay, if you have any questions, you just drop in the comment section below. Okay, but tomorrow is the last day of the Singapore Property Show. Okay, there will be a lot of interesting dialogues by some of the key players from Propnex as well. Okay, a lot of things to learn there. Okay, so you can just click the link in my uh, in the section in my Facebook or YouTube. Just click the link. Okay, just register yourself. No one will be calling you. Okay, just for knowledge information. Anyway, okay, so I'm just here to share. If let's say there's something good, I will share with you. Okay, so today is the start of the night of the Ramadan. So I wish you all well. Okay, please pray for me. Please cheer me on. Okay, hopefully I do not lapse from doing my due diligence or due duty as a Muslim as well. Okay, I hope you guys are the same. Okay, I wish you all the best. I hope to see you guys again tomorrow. Bye bye.